So the Texas Food Bible is all about Texas cooking, from easy to hard, dishes that you normally wouldn't do at home. You want to do them out of this book.
What is Mexican rice pudding?
I love Spanish rice.
Okay.
So it's the next step of Spanish rice, adding a little cream element to it, little cornbread element, and making it into what would be a pudding style, but kind of more Mexican Spanish rice style.
Now you've got truckstop enchiladas. Knowing we've all been to truckstops, so it's kind of hard to imagine what would be really good about these. I'm just joking. You can send me back to the kitchen.
So truckstop enchilada may be kind of a push out there, but it's what I would probably think of in the 50s. You know, you stop in a truck stop, there would be these great Mama Mexico style enchiladas. And that's exactly where this came from. But it has kind of that truck stop feel because it has a gravy that goes over the enchilada.
So you've never been to a truck stop that had great enchiladas?
I don't know if I've been to too many truck stops that didn't have like hamburgers or breakfast.
I was going to ask you to recommend one.
I wish I had a great story to tell you. Right up the highway.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
You had two grandmas that were a huge influence on you.
Huge.
And their recipes are in here.
They are.
Okay, so which grandma had the better recipe?
Oh, that would be too tough. But Granny Fearing baked beans are still number one. Lots of brown sugar.
Lots of brown sugar.
We're talking Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah.
And 2 bottles of Heinz ketchup. She used to use pickle juice.
I love them when you really bake them and they get really crisp on top. It's just,
Well, she used to put strips of bacon, and that bacon would brown with all of that brown sugar glazing on top.
Oh my gosh, bacon and
it
sugar.
was great.
Thank you, Grandma Fearing. One of your recipes was featured in Guitar Aficionado.
Yes.
So I'm sure that it must be the best recipe that was ever featured in Guitar
Well,
Aficionado.
it was the tortilla soup of all.
Tortilla soup.
So,
Okay.
you know, the tortilla soup has been with me since 1981.
1981. Okay.
And Mrs. Hunt brought it up from the Argyle Club.
Okay.
And
Wow.
it's a funny story. She came in the back of the kitchen and she had this scribbled piece of paper that the maitre d' had written down on a Sunday night when she was there. This was Monday afternoon. And she came back into the kitchen after lunch, and there was Christian Chemin, the chef, the opening chef of the mansion on Turtle Creek, and me, and I was the executive sous chef. I was under the chef. And she comes up and she says, I had dinner last night at the Argyle Club, and I had this soup, and I think we should have a regional soup on the menu because we have become an international hotel, and I think people should know they're in Texas. She was light years ahead of me, which then years later I was like, you know, we need to do regional food, and let's call it Southwest Cuisine.
Yes.
And here she was, the innovator in 1981.
Oh my gosh.
So
But you're known as the father of Southwestern cuisine.
I'm glad you said father and not grandfather.
Oh.
And Lindsay Greer was the one who absolutely we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this book or together if it wasn't for Ann Lindsay Greer. She saw the light to say, all these young chefs are doing the same style of cooking, regional Texas, Southwest Cuisine, using products indigenous to Texas. And she said, we all need to form a club so that people, safety in numbers, people will get to know us.
Dean, the Door Spectacular Hall of Fame Museum Culinary Division would love to award you your honorary doctorate for Dr. Scrumptious.
Oh my
Yay!
goodness! I love this. Dora, this is great.
Thank
Wow.
you. Yeah, we can.
And it's actually signed
Yes, I
and
saw it.
documented. I love it.
Yeah, it's ready to put on the wall.